What's going on, everyone? We'll get to episode 4 of the interview series here shortly, but first I wanted to say thank you to everyone that has been supporting this series through YouTube and Instagram and Spotify podcasts. My goal with this interview series was just to support people that are doing amazing things for the Colorado basketball community, and your engagement only helps support them and spread the word about what amazing things they are doing for basketball. But for episode 4, we have John Hawkins. I love this man's energy and overall vibe, whether it's on the court or off the court. He is a trainer and coach with Colorado Prep. He has also started a podcast called the 1% Podcast to support entrepreneurs throughout the country. So go check that out. Through this interview, we talk about his basketball journey, what has been catalyst for his success. We've talked about the one thing he would want to coach about if he could only pick one thing, and then just what power there is as far as connections in the basketball community. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's get right to the interview with Hawk. All right, Hawk. Well, I appreciate you making the time, have us in your podcast studio and all that. First question I always ask anybody is, tell us your basketball story.
Yeah, not a problem, man. It started early. I was about 5-6 years old. I got outside. We moved around a lot when I was younger. And when we were moving around, every place you had to go to, you kind of had to prove yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was always in a situation where it's like the game had to prove who I was. The game was almost in front of the person who I am. Yep. So when I would show up, I'm just a random kid at the school until I start hooping. Then all of a sudden I can make my name for it.
Yeah.
It was a real big deal when I was about 5-6 years old. I was outside on the playground, just kind of played. I was like, man, I am pretty good. I do like this game.
Yeah.
I turned about 6, 7, and we started jumping into some recreational stuff with my mom. We got a hold of a coach who really poured into me when we lived in Topeka, Kansas.
Okay.
He was like, yo, I really believe that, he can really do some stuff with us. Let's try to put him on something a little more competitive. I took that edge and I just kind of ran with it. After that, I just told my mom, I was like, I think this is all I want to do.
Yeah.
She started challenging me, taking me to camps, doing different things. Then we had to up and move. So we moved. I get to the next place, kind of the same story. And then as I progressed forward, I got in about 3rd grade. I met my best friend, Rodney Anderson. And he just challenged me every day. He challenged me one-on-one, 2-on-2. Let's do this. And I was like, I'd competed before, but I'd never been competitive. There's a difference between competing and being competitive. Yeah. Anybody can compete. You know what I'm saying? Because you naturally do that. I'm going for a number, you're going for a number, we're competing. But to be competitive, you don't turn it off.
Yeah.
And so he's one of those people that really tapped into that for me. As we progress into the 4th, 5th grade championships, start to get involved in your city. You start to do different things, right? Your body, your actions, your emotions. And then coming I'd say my 6th grade year, I took off. 6th, 7th grade year. I knew I was good, played a lot of ball, start practicing and really working on my game. Because coming in 8th grade where I was at Fort Osage, I really didn't want to be on the 8th grade team, not necessarily because of the coaching of the players. I loved all my brothers. But I felt like I was varsity.
Okay.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Jan Hanley, big shout out to Jan Hanley. He took a chance on me. I said, hey man, I really don't want to play 8th grade basketball. He was like, all right, cool. He was like, well, why don't you come up here and practice with varsity? So I would go up there and practice with varsity in JV my 8th grade year.
Okay.
Once I started doing that, I noticed my game was just progressing way quicker than everybody else's. Okay. During kind of a little bit the end of my 8th grade, I started playing a little bit of sophomore ball up at the high school. So I would play like practice with them and, get subbed in. And then come my freshman year, I was ready for varsity.
What school is this again? What high school?
Fort Osage and Independence.
Okay,
yeah,
Independence, Kansas.
Missouri.
Okay, Missouri. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Independence, Missouri. Okay. Yeah. So So yeah, man, I just kind of took off from there. We got a new coach, so he had some different things. He tried to swing me down like a JV varsity type thing, but then he noticed kind of how my game progressed. He didn't really like my game, so he didn't want that like flashiness that I was bringing between the legs, dribble behind the back pass. But I just stuck with my guns. Come my sophomore year, I seen a lot more time just on the floor. Period. And that summer, before that, so that would have been my 8th grade summer going into 9th grade, I got to go to Mizzou. And I played at Mizzou Arena with the varsity. Cool. And that was like the icing on the cake. I'm like, I don't want to go. Yeah,
once you get that atmosphere,
you get it.
You're not going back. Yeah.
So that's kind of, man, how it progressed. My junior year, I had a really good season. One of my other best friends, D'Angelo Holman, he was the best player on our team, hands down. Best shooter in Kansas City to me. So as his stardom built, I was kind of in the shadows. So I just worked on my game, but I was really focused on springboarding him. Yeah. So the assists, the defense, get a steal, get it to him or get it to my other teammates as well, but mainly to him because he was just kind of like the star of the team. I knew I'd have to step into that next role the next year. And so then that's what I did my senior year. It kind of really took off. And then I noticed I wanted to play ball throughout. I went to right after my senior year, I graduated. I went to the K-State University. Okay. I went up there. It didn't work out. Okay. I had to transfer over to my JUCO, and that was like the most humbling thing because I was coming from a Division I school. I kind of went to the JUCO, and even the JUCO that I went to in Trenton, Missouri, it was called North Central, Missouri. The coach, Steve Richmond, was like, hey, man, we don't have any more spots. So even if you come here, they wrote me a letter. The letter just states like, hey, we don't have enough spots on the team. Thanks for coming out. We think you're a great player, but we already have someone on scholarship. I went home, talked to my mom. My mom was like, yeah, you definitely need to go there anyways. Like, go there anyways and beat somebody. I said, okay. So I went there. It was hard for me. It was culture shock. It was in a predominantly white town, as those small towns kind of seem to be, especially in the basketball world. I show up there. It's kind of like a cow town almost. Okay. It was like Amish people a couple miles down the road. Yeah. And man, I got started with that. I just kind of first seen my I kind of seen a little bit of racism in high school, but I really seen some racism there. So I was kind of like, I'm trying to get out of here. Yeah. My mom was like, go ahead and stick it through. Okay. She was like, she's real big on pursuing your dreams type too.
I'm not raising a quitter.
You get it. You get it, man. You get it. So I stuck it out, man. They would have team meetings. I wouldn't be invited. They would have open gyms, and I was all there, right? I had to do all that. And then I just finally told the coach, I'm like, I'm your starting guard. You don't know it yet. Yeah. So I'd go there. I'd win all the line drills. That was the biggest thing. Like I was willing to do the little things. So I would I'm the guy that does that. So I was just doing the little things, man. Worked my way up to the starting spot before the season started. And then it just took off from there. I was first team, all region. I was up for MVP, up for defensive player of the year. At one time I was leading steals. I really took off with it and really enjoyed it. Sweet. Had another university swoop in. They wanted me to play for them after those years were over. I went to Northwest Missouri State. Okay. Yep. And then
is that D2?
Yeah, it is.
That's D2.
Yep, D2. Best D2 in the nation. Yeah. Went there, had a lot of success. Okay. I think we went 44-7 or something like that. We weren't losing at all. And the coach there, he taught me a lot. Okay. Yeah, he really built his mentality inside of me. And he's really one of the reasons that I carry myself the way I do. Steve Tapmeyer is his name. He really honed in on his players. Cool. Like he took it personal. Yep. He took your life personal.
Absolutely.
And when people do that, you kind of know how that goes.
Yep. He's really trying to invest in his players, not just invest in himself or anything like that.
And it never mattered for the game. Yep. Like anything he ever taught us was never about the game. Yeah. It was solely about what you're going to be as a human being.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Cool. Dude. So I loved every minute of it. My senior year, I got some accolades, defensive player. I got a all first team in my AA defensive player. And then I got a Six Man of the Year award, and I got the hardest worker, which I was excited about.
That's awesome.
I was granted a scholarship my senior year, which gave me another summer to basically finish out my degree, which was amazing. And they let me stay the summer, so I got a chance to work out. But then that's when it kind of clicked on me that the guys I was staying with, we really pushed ourselves to be professional basketball players. So like I was staying in a house again where that competing comes from.
Yeah. So what about after college? How's that all work?
Yeah, dude. So I ran into an agent that was talking to me right when I got done my senior year. Inside of that summer, he told me to come to Philly. I went to a camp called Info Sports. I don't even know if they're out anymore, but I went to an Info Sports camp. Did really well at the camp. He was kind of still talking to me in the midst of all of it. Said I should come out and play. I went out directly after that year. I went and toured in the Bahamas. Directly when I got done with that, I went on a stint in Mexico.
Okay.
I did that, and then when I came home, I had my first son, Julian. And when I had my first son, Julian, I thought that was it. In my mind, I was like, yeah, that was it. Yeah. But God had other terms for me. He wanted me to keep playing. I went on a tour in Croatia, which we got a chance to play in Serbia and Macedonia, kind of in that little area out there. And then when I got done with that, I came back. I went back to Croatia, and then I got picked up for a little spot in Germany. I went to Dusseldorf, Germany. Okay. And I played there.
Cool.
Yep. And then tore my Achilles.
Great. That's not good.
That was kind of...
put the wrap on the...
That was kind of...
That put the wrap on the pro career.
That was kind of it, man. That was kind of it. But I had learned and made so many relationships in between. And then
that's tough.
That's kind of how it looked.
Good, man. Cool. Well, I know you got a new podcast started up. You got Colorado Prep going. So kind of give us the update on what's going on with everything you've got going on.
Yeah, cool, man. So to kind of back up just a little bit, man. I came here to Colorado in hopes of doing like a lot of stuff with the Nuggets.
Okay.
That whenever that situation didn't work out, I really honed in because I was already training in Kansas City.
Yeah.
So I really just stuck with my training, and I got some clients. So I was able to get Dolan Connect, which he's at Tennessee right now, and I was able to get Elijah Parquet, which at that point he was at CU.
Okay.
And then he transferred to UNLV. So those were my two guys I had kind of trained, and we were just working. We just worked. And as that popularity built inside of that training world and people could kind of see the products, then I kind of got more products around.
Okay.
I ended up coaching at Brighton while I was training. I ended up being the head coach of Brighton, which was an amazing experience. Brighton, Colorado is a great place. And then when I got done with that, I had a really good relationship with Colorado Prep, and I really liked their mission behind everything they're doing. Colorado Prep now is located out of the stable.
Yep.
We go up there.
So Sports Stable in Broomfield.
Yeah.
Or Superior.
Superior. Yeah. We go up there and we work them out 3 times a week. We do player development. I have trainers up under me that work out with the players as well as myself. But I'm more the director. So I'll lead it, kind of the workouts, what I feel like they need to be working on that week or what we're working towards for the game plan.
Cool.
Yeah. So, but they're huge, man.
Yeah.
Colorado Prep is doing really, really big things in the community and for the community of Colorado. They've shipped out multiple Division I players. And right now I feel like there is, 4 or 5 Division I players on that team right now. And we're a young team. So it's fun.
That's awesome. It's exciting to see everything develop within those players. It's not just like one set or one class or anything like that, but you got the whole organization developing and making impact on those kids and all that. It's just got to be special.
It is, man. It is. And especially because I really like it out here in Colorado. And I feel like you guys out here are very progressional. You guys are always trying to figure out innovative ways or ways to springboard the next.
Yep.
And sometimes what I've noticed is springboarding the next can come into you springboarding me, or me springboarding me. I'm helping you, you're helping me.
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes we miss the youth. So I kind of tapping into the point of we get a chance to actually springboard the next generation.
Absolutely.
So everything that I get from you guys, the resources,
Yeah.
The inspirations, the stuff where I follow you on social media, I'm able to take it to them
Yeah.
and build it,
Yeah.
you know, inside of what they have
Definitely.
going. So yeah,
That's
dude,
cool.
it's awesome.
So what about the podcast? I know you just got started with that, but so tell us about that.
Yeah, it's cool, man. So I don't know, man. It's called 1%. Okay. It's the 1% podcast. It's of the people that really take the risk. You know, me and my wife, big shout outs to Melissa Hawkins. Love her to death, my wife. We took the risk of moving here. We moved here March 17th, right during COVID. Like it was crazy when I got here, it shut down. So, you know, no job, no nothing. I mean, you're just out here. I have no family. Like I kind of was expressing to you a little bit. I come from a duplex that was $5,500. I think rent was like $650 or something like that. And I come here, you know, now you're staying in a $600,000 home. Yeah. And you know, rent's up to 3,500. You know, whatever, right? Yeah. It's crazy. And you don't think you can do it. It ain't cheap. And you don't think you can do it. It gets hard sometimes. Your back gets to your back. It gets against the wall. It is, dude. And it's like, sometimes it feels like the walls are closing in on you, or can I do it? Or who do I lean to? And if you don't have anybody to lean to, for me, especially, I lean to the Lord. So like God has brought me through so many things. I start with him. I end with him every day. In the middle through the day, he just builds my strength. I don't ask him for anything financially, or I'm not asking for none of that, dude. I'm asking for straight strength. And everything I do is to bring people closer to him. Cool. So yeah, man. So now that I'm able to do that and I can see things in that light, I kind of move a little different, right? Move with a little more swagger, a little more confidence. You're able to do things and accomplish things that you couldn't. So the 1% podcast is really for those people. Like what challenge would you face? What'd you go through? Oh, cool. Okay. And then what was the risk? You know, because what risk was involved? So I had a good friend of mine. He is the player developer for the Nuggets. He deals with all the players, but one player specifically that he deals with is Jokic. And it's crazy because if you know Bonnie, his name's Boniface and Don. If you know him, he's not even going to let you know that he does that. If you never bring it up, he's just a tall individual in the room. You know what I mean? And as I got to know him and know what he did and hear his story, I'm like, yeah, man, he's that 1%. You know, and right when you think it was maybe bad, you know, maybe your bad is running out of gas. I don't know. You know, but his bad was coming from another country, from sleeping in the village to now you know, so it's just cool. It's crazy, dude. So that podcast is just trying to give a platform to people that have just taken a risk and kind of make an entrepreneurship spirit. That's and just kind of gone after something. I just want to inspire others to do what I did without me like just putting it on their mind every single day. Absolutely. I don't want to get up here every single day and tell you something. I want him to tell you. Cool. You know, I just want to be in his presence. So, and I have these people that I've surrounded myself around. You know, that's another thing. In order to be successful, you have to surround yourself around those people. Cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. So that kind of leads me to the next question. Like, as far as along your journey, is there, I mean, I know you already talked about your faith and but like maybe double down on that about what are the things or catalysts that have kind of helped you along your journey? Yeah. So I think that for me, you know, an inspirational person, I was raised in that. Like my mom always told me I was the best. She always did. She's like, you're the best basketball player I've ever seen. Oh, John, you're so handsome. Or John, you know, like she built that kind of confidence in me. So now when I walk around or when I do anything along that journey, I never leave that portion of me. Now, you know, you play basketball with me, so you know my energy and my spirit and me on the floor and my leadership role. I never try to overthrow anybody. I'm not trying to be the best. I'm just trying to be the best version of me. So along that journey, the different trials and tribulations that I've been through, my experiences, I feel like are extremely more, they're going to be more unique than anybody else's. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been through anything that you can think of, from, you know, gang violence, gun violence. You know, at one point, me and my mom was sleeping in the car. Like I've kind of been through all that and I see that. So like my light is, you know, when someone else's light's dimming, you can look at it like, that's kind of not dim. You could still be bright on that light. You know what I mean? You're just making a decision for yourself. So
you're saying like you're built when your mom was raising you, and these other things have given you this inner strength where you're not looking for external approval or anything like that.
Correct.
And so those things are just a catalyst, and having that internal confidence has helped you just keep on going after your dreams and things like that.
That's
right?
it. And I feel, I love social media. I know I love what it does. Again, I have it just to keep up, right? I like to keep up just because I have kids.
Yeah.
And I just want to make sure I'm always keeping them in the safest environment. So if
Yeah.
it's something going on, I can keep up. It's great news.
Yeah.
I use it for the news portion.
Yeah.
But I always, I joke with my wife and I'm like, yo, rather than 1 million views or 1 million likes on Instagram, if God could come down and just love one of my posts or one of my pictures, I would feel like
that's it.
I'm the biggest person.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's really like dying it down a little bit, coming back to yourself.
Yeah.
And just springboarding,
Cool.
just taking off from there.
Sweet.
So and that's kind of what my wife does. She has something called balanced living.
Okay.
And she'll be pushing that out, but it really, she's used it on me. I think it's a great tool. It's like a life coaching tool.
Okay. Cool.
And it just starts with the root of yourself, like going back to the actual root of yourself. Yeah. Maybe things you love, maybe mental health, maybe things you really like to do, and not just doing them for someone's approval. You're doing them because you love to do them.
Absolutely.
And the people that will naturally attract to you will love those things the same way. So she starts with spiritual and she does a financial breakdown. It's sick, dude.
Cool.
So yeah. So that'll be dropping soon. So I can't wait.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet. Well, we're going to get back into basketball just a little bit. Yeah. So I know you've done tons of training and things like that. And like I said, I love your energy, and I've always loved every moment I'm on the court with you. So I'm going to go down to one thing about the game. If you could only teach that one thing for the rest of your life, what would that one thing be?
Yeah. If it were for me, first of all, it'd be your push. Okay. That's one brand that I came out with a long time ago. Preparation, unselfishness, sacrifice, and hard work. And I call it push.
Yeah.
If I could teach anybody anything about basketball, it would be to start with that. Your preparation. What is it like before the game? What are you doing to set yourself up for success in the game?
Yeah, not just from a skill standpoint, but from a mental standpoint, emotional standpoint, everything.
That's it. because a lot of the time that I'm playing basketball, I've already played the game in my head.
Yeah.
So like if I do something on the floor, I've already played that. I knew that the ball was gonna come off this side of the rim and that you were gonna run because you're on my team. So I knew I was gonna hit you. Or I knew that you were. I just knew it for some reason. When you were on my team today, you were gonna hit 7 threes.
Yeah.
So I thought, let me dribble so yours helps. So it's never about me. So that's the preparation portion. Like first of all, giving yourself. I give myself to my Savior in Christ. So that's the first thing I'm doing. My preparation. Then my music. I ain't gonna lie. I like music. I like rap music. So I'm getting pumped up, getting ready to go. That's my own self. So that's my preparation. Then my unselfishness. On the floor, is that who you are? If you've played with me and you're like, hey, I love your energy and I love how you play, that's because I'm probably a good player in your mind, but I also give you the ball. You would know I'm the best player out there because I'm giving you the ball. You see what I'm saying? I'll get myself going. Don't worry about me. I need to feed into you, and pour into you. And that's what I do into other people. I like to pour into them first. So that I get in return what I need. You see what I'm saying? But you got it. You understand. And then the sacrifice portion. When we're out there on the floor, what am I willing to sacrifice? Is it the game-winning shot? Is it a possession where I could have saved the ball and maybe kept it and dribbled it up? Or did I save it to you down the floor so that we can get the best shot for the team? And then the biggest portion of it all is the hard work. Dude, I go out there. The one thing I always say, my wife always asks me, she doesn't have to ask me, but she always asks me, she's like, how was the workout? How was it? How did it go today? And every single time I can almost answer fantastic. I thought it was great. Maybe I lost more games than I wanted to that day. But I know internally I gave everything I had on each team. I never leave there and somebody's like, damn, man, I hate being on Hawk's team, bro. Hey, man, it never happens like that. Even if we lose, they're like, yo, we lost, but hey, Hawk, man, we had him and he gave everything he got. I seen him dive on the floor. This is open gym. I'm picking guys up full court. I'm clapping, I'm high-fiving guys. So
and effort is such an underrated skill. Like,
agreed.
If I was there, if I asked myself that question, it'd just be effort. Because if you put the if you put the Russell Westbrook, the Giannis, those heart and that drive into so many players, everybody would be better.
Agreed.
Just because they just have a switch where like I'm going 110% every time I'm on this court.
Agreed. Every speech that I ever give to my teams that I've ever coached, energy, effort, and enthusiasm, 3 E's. Yeah. If you can bring those to the game, dude, you make the game so much more fun. I was just telling the Colorado prep kids, I was like, yo, if you'll take the bench just as serious as you take the game, when you check in, it's like you've been playing in the game the whole time. They shoot a 3, I'm celebrating, I'm on the sideline doing my antics. Yeah. We had a dunk last night, I'm raising the roof. Yeah. I didn't dunk it, he did, but I'm raising the roof. So if I bring that, by the time I sub in, it'll feel like I've been on the floor the entire time.
You're all connected. You may even have a sweat going.
Dude, I'm over there, one of these numbers, man. So 100%.
Cool. Sweet. All right. Well, last question is what is your favorite thing about basketball? You got to come down to one thing, and it's for you, Hawk. It's not the favorite thing to teach or what's your favorite thing you see for other people, but for you, what's the favorite thing?
I'm always obsessed with any one thing that can bring all cultures together.
Yeah.
The game of basketball, it don't matter if you're whatever ethnicity, whatever financial situation you're going through, whatever height you are, size you are, speed, athleticism, it don't matter. 1 ball, 2 goals, 10 basketball players.
If you can hoop, you can hoop.
And dude, I've been all over the world with the game. Yeah. I've literally been all over the world with the game. And it all translates the same. Yeah. It does, man. You don't have to be anything uber special. You can go there and you can be whatever you want. You can reinvent yourself on the basketball floor.
Absolutely.
Who I am on the basketball floor, I try to carry as who I am in real life. But there's a switch, right? You hit a switch and you go through another mode, the Mamba mentality, you go through the Jordan modes. These guys that are just they're gonna spaz out. You know what I mean? They're gonna freaking go to another level. But if you can carry that, if you can turn that switch off and be a human outside the floor, you know what I mean? Yeah. That way, when you're on the floor, they know who you are, then you know what you expect. Yeah. And I think that when you can take that game of basketball, bring those people together, and there might be another sport like it, but I wouldn't know because I'm so submerged in the game of basketball.
And me too. And the other thing I love about too, part of that too, is that connection is that it's hard to get a pickup football game together.
Yeah.
You can't, like, I don't know many 35-year-old pickup lacrosse games.
Yeah.
Like basketball, you go indoor, outdoor, no matter what, you go all over the world and you just hoop.
Or just like like what you're doing with the Realtor for Hoopers thing. I think that's amazing, dude. You can, so many people that hoop can do so many other things you can educate me on that. And, then I got another insurance guy that's hooped. Yeah. He can educate me on that. And there's a car seller. There's a guy that built houses. There's so it's cool. Yeah, dude, I love it. And that was the whole thing with my best friend and Rodney Anderson. Big shout out to RCA Anderson Contracting. They're building, and the thing is he's he's a concrete boss and he's a father and he's all these things. But that round ball brought us together, and he just everyone that I know.
Such a big point of connection, man.
It is, man.
Well, man, I appreciate the time.
No problem at all. Love it, man. Big dog. Yeah, cool. I appreciate you.
Well, I'll have all Hawk's social media information, everything that's going on with him, with his podcast and everything like that on there too. But check it out. All right, see ya.